Time I see your mom, she won't even be able to look at me. She's like, "Don't talk to me."
2 small baby fists. It'll take me a minute to get over that.
It's like a baby grabbing a crab apple.
Welcome to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, we already started? Whoops.
Well, we're about to finish.
You know what? I had a funny beginning about making an OnlyFans account for us, but I don't know if it'll stick anymore. I feel like I even did like hashtag OnlyFans Beacon Bits, but not like the Twitch Beacon Bits. Like people can log in and see our Beacon Bits.
I don't know if it could stick anyways. We spray everything down here with microban. Kills it for 24 hours.
Talk to me about OnlyFans.
So OnlyFans is a new service, kind of like Patreon.
I've been hearing a lot about it.
It's kind of like Patreon where people can pay for monthly subscriptions and just get a bunch of nudes from random chicks.
I was going to say, I thought it was a porn thing.
It is.
Porn?
Like, basically, I mean, the girls that do cosplay are on it as well because they do Patreon and they have OnlyFans, and because people have one or the other, they don't have both.
So it's like Tumblr. Like it wasn't designed for porn, but that's what it became.
Kinda.
Okay.
But
that makes sense.
You get an OnlyFans account and you're basically labeled as someone that just takes nude pictures for the internet. You're a digital stripper. Or no, not a digital stripper, because there's not really video. Well, I guess there is video.
See, I've seen a lot of people on Instagram, on their little Instagram story, which I also, for the record, is probably just Snapchat knockoff.
Yeah.
But but a lot of people on Instagram, just on the streaming feed, have been like blah blah blah, and some of them are like dancers, some of them are actors, actresses, musicians. I've seen a lot of different people go blah blah blah. I now have an OnlyFans, and you can sign up for $3 a month. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
There are people who do other stuff on it. It's just like another Patreon kind of site. But a lot of people use OnlyFans just to show off their naked bodies for money.
Okay, I get it. Is anybody making tons of money on it?
I don't know. Honestly, porn's free, so I've never even gone to OnlyFans. Like most of the time, you can probably find people's OnlyFans stuff on Pornhub for free that somebody else was being a dick and pirated. Like they paid for the OnlyFans, got it, deleted their OnlyFans account, and then uploaded it to Pornhub for people to find.
Shit.
Yeah, which I don't condone. That's terrible.
Terrible.
But yeah, no, sorry. Pornhub exists, and it's
because I know
free,
now there's people that are making an insane amount of money on TikTok.
And also Reddit exists. You can find a ton of that shit on Reddit. It's very weird.
I get it.
Like, you know how many times I've like typed in something looking for like a movie title and it pops up like this not safe for work here. I'm like, what's that? And I like click on it and it's just like some chick spread eagle doing some like very questionable shit. And you're like, but why? Why is this
drawing a unicorn, but drawing it in blood? And you're like,
and then you look and you're like, oh, I didn't put Jojo Rabbit. I put Blow Joe Rabbit. My bad.
Blow Joe Rabbit.
Oh no!
Whoops. Thanks, autocorrect. Goddamn iPhone.
Oh, no,
dude, I'm terrible about hitting send real quick and my autocorrect.
And then going back and looking and being horrified.
I'm terrible about just going blah 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 and expecting it to finish the word, and I send and I just send a bullshit message and I go, God damn it. Yeah, dude, I don't know. The internet is weird, or maybe this is not the internet. This is apps. Is this app centric?
I think this is on the internet.
So it's okay. It probably has an app.
Yeah, there's probably an app. But the reason I bring this up too is because today Frying Pan sent me and Jason a question.
Ooh, does Frying Pan have an OnlyFans?
We made that joke. She said no, thank you. She doesn't want to send. She doesn't want.
It'd be for Tom.
She at some point she says something about girls having a right to make naked accounts, and me and Jason were like, "You don't say naked. No one says naked.
What? Naked?
Naked." She's like, "I say naked." And we're like, "Please don't do that, though." Is what we're saying,
bro. She's gonna lose a lot of money on OnlyFans if she keeps saying naked.
She's gonna get so fucking mad I did. Anyways,
we love you, Frying Pan. Please don't get mad.
Here's her question, and we actually had a really involved discussion about this.
Okay.
Question: if your partner made an OnlyFans, would you still be with them, or would you break up with them? Discussion. Like,
why would you break up with them?
Well, here's the thing. What if they made an OnlyFans account behind your back? And like whenever you're off at work, they're taking nudie pics, putting them online, making money off of it.
So the OnlyFans would be the dirtiest possible version of OnlyFans. But there's so many levels. See, that's what I would be
But
like.
a lot of people associate having an OnlyFans account means you're throwing your nudes out there for money.
So like one day, if they were in the shower and you just happen to look at their phone, and which by the way, I mean
They're getting like blown up, getting a bunch of money.
yeah,
from dudes.
I mean walking by and the phone's dinging on the bed. I do not condone going through your significant other's phone, no matter how much trust you have.
I also don't
too
condone
late.
it. However, that's what caused. Never mind.
Well, no. And I probably same thing. I had a situation in the past where I probably would have found a lot of weird shit if I just think that it's I don't know.
It's not good.
Something's wrong if people are constantly going through each other's phones. But
Beacon House says it's not good.
But let's say the phone's laying on the dresser and it's just fucking vibrating right off the dresser. And you go, wait, what the hell? And then you've come to find out the person has an OnlyFans.
Yeah, and
they
she
never
made
told
like
you.
$600 in 1 week.
And
off
you're
her
like,
nudes.
well, what did you send? Like, would you be mad about that?
Yeah, would you break up with that person or would you stay with them? Oh. My whole thing was there has to be a discussion. Like if you're in a relationship and your partner goes, I want to make an OnlyFans account. I'm probably going to do racy stuff on it. There needs to be a discussion and communication.
I think there's an opportunity there. Like,
But here's the thing. Do you want other people jerking it to the pictures of your naked girlfriend
man,
or boyfriend? Sorry.
wow.
Or significant other.
why did you look at Hunter when you said boyfriend? You went, girlfriend? You looked at me, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
And you looked at Hunter and go, or your boyfriend.
We all know Hunter has
Yeah.
a beard.
Yeah. Damn it. So,
What's funny is
I'm so glad Lady doesn't listen.
What's so funny is a lot of people hear that and they go, Hunter doesn't have a beard. He has one.
well,
Oh, damn it.
dude, it would depend on the kind of content. Like, I don't know this is the first time I've had a conversation with anybody about OnlyFans, and I don't know what is on it generally. I imagine it's probably pretty racy.
Gotcha.
But if it was, it would depend on the content. Like if I was dating a girl, also
let's make it easier since we're all
set up some parameters because if it's
Okay.
somebody you just met,
Okay.
and you're kind of into them, and maybe they're kind of sexy to you, and then you
The
find out they have an
reason-
OnlyFans, you may not be that surprised.
Yeah.
And it might actually be kind of, ooh, what kind of stuff do you post on there? Like it could be
Yeah.
kind of hot. I don't know.
It's like maybe I don't have to date. Maybe I just give you $15 a month and I can just
That's cheaper than dinner.
maybe I don't have to take you out to
Turn
dinner.
the car
and
around.
listen
Fuck
to you.
that. I'm not taking you out. You're online. Shit.
I don't have to listen about your dad issues. I can just look you up online. This is great.
Yeah.
No, but all right. So we'll say you've been together with this person for 2 years.
That, by the way, that was hilarious to me. Like in the mid date, you find out they have OnlyFans, and you just take them home. Suck it.
Just
People
just go home, throw one into the shirt.
Fucking A, dude.
So
heat up
The
some fucking-
shirt.
throw one into the shirt. Make it look
That's
like
a
Snails
great
wrestling.
reference.
Eat a Hot
That's a
Pocket.
great reference.
Yeah, throw it in the dirty laundry for your dad to find.
fucking A,
Anyways,
watch Netflix.
so here's the parameters. We'll go in and say, and the reason this came up is because there's a tweet going around of this guy and girl getting into a fight about it.
I'm looking this up.
I can look it up for you.
Okay.
So it's you guys been together for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You break up, or like you find out they make an OnlyFans account.
Right. They make it
They,
since
they want to. All right. So we'll say this.
they didn't already have it.
So you have a girlfriend or a wife, and they come up to you and they say, you guys have been together for 2 years. And they say, I'm thinking about making an OnlyFans account. I think it'd
Okay.
be a really interesting way to make extra money. It will be a lot of like racy and probably nude stuff that I'll be selling to other people. And the way you have to look at that, in my mind, is are you okay dating a Playboy model? That basically anybody anywhere can get access to what they look like underneath their clothing and do whatever they want with it. Not with them, but with their likeness.
So I'm gonna say right up front, I have never been in that situation. I've never dated somebody that was any kind of a, like a
Well, me
stripper
neither.
or anything like that. But I'm not opposed to it.
I don't think that's weird.
And I don't, again, I'm not in that position, but I will go ahead and say, like, as long as, I don't know. I mean, what do you think that violates?
It's weird. No, it's weird because
I want to say I'd be fine with it.
I feel like I might be, but it really depends. It's so hard because it really depends on the context and the content.
tough one.
Like
It's a tough
Casey was
one.
saying, and like you then have to trust them to not cross a certain line, whatever line you would set up, and all that. So
There's a lot of,
I agree with you. It feels like
there'd have to be a lot of parameters.
it mostly wouldn't hurt anything if it worked, but the dangers of putting yourself out there is the thing I would worry about.
Here's
too.
my response
Okay. Interesting.
when asked for the discussion. I said, I don't think making an OnlyFans account is grounds to break up. I think there should be some sort of discussion on the matter. I get that this hypothetical person is their own person, and if that's something they want to do and feel strongly about, then who am I to impede on that? However, out of respect for the relationship, I feel like a discussion needs to be had between both parties so everyone is on the same page. When you think about it, when you think about it at that point, you're just dating a digital freelancing Playboy model.
Right. Which I wouldn't have a problem with. I've never, I will say, part of my attraction to another human being has never been my exclusive access to their privacy. Like I've never felt like I was secure in a relationship because I'm the only one that got to see her boobs or her naked body, or
that's almost generally impossible at this point.
I don't. Yeah, or just because
anyways.
I've never felt like I had some sort of like claim to somebody's physical appearance. Like I was understood after a while. When I was young, I was a lot more insecure, but I understood after I grew up a little bit that anybody's girlfriend is going to be ogled by other people, both men and women, when they go out in public.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
And they deserve to feel appreciated, and they deserve to feel pretty, and they deserve to feel like it's okay for somebody to go, "Hey, you're really attractive," and like not feel threatened by that. It's okay to let them have their glory, and I think that extends beyond the boundaries of being closed,
especially with digital media nowadays.
But I will say this: there was one time I will say I was dating somebody. I won't say who it was, and we were at a party one time, and there was a lot of drinking and a lot of stuff going on. There was a hot tub, and a bunch of people were in the hot tub, guys and girls or whatever. And I noticed at one point, like she was next to me in the hot tub, and we were talking to a bunch of other, there's probably about 8 people, and we were talking, and I noticed that her top had sort of come off, and like everybody could see her, and I was sort of like, and I kind of just went, hey.
Defensive.
Well, I felt weird. I kind of got mad. And it was so stupid. It wasn't her fault. And it wasn't any, and nobody was weird about it. Nobody went, oh, hey, check. Nobody tried to touch her. You know what I mean? But I just kind of felt like,
those are mine.
I don't know that I felt like that. I kind of felt like she was being irresponsible, which is dumb. It's not my call.
That's a young person's mentality.
And later on, we kind of got into an argument. I go, whoa, blah, blah, blah. Like you were showing blah, 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 showing yourself off to everybody. And she didn't even know.
Yeah.
And she was like, I didn't even know that happened. And I was like, well, you did. How do you think that makes me feel? And I totally put on the victim costume just because I could. I totally did that. And I'm even ashamed to say that, but it happened. And it was all, now I know, it was all insecurity based.
Yeah.
All based on jealousy and insecurity. And those things all boil down into fear. I was afraid. Afraid that somebody else was going to see something that really I liked a lot or something.
I'm inclined to side with you on this one, like 100%. Basically, it is hard.
They're their own person; they can make that decision,
and you cover those things. And whether or not you're okay with it is up to you guys to continue the relationship. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's a big difference in possibly having your significant other like go into a room with lights and all kinds of stuff and stage a bunch of like possibly sexy photos, and that they're selling to somebody and getting money. And maybe even spending some of that money on you. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's a big difference in that and them just like walking around naked in front of your friends.
Yeah.
Like you have a buddy come over to play video games and she just comes through the room naked. I'd feel like, hey man, like, come on, dude. Like, but if it's a complete stranger that's thousands of miles away, well, I don't know why I feel like that's any better, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it has to do with the fact that you don't have to watch the person watching. Like you don't have to hear their comments.
Or what's going to happen? What's going to happen when I'm not home?
Yeah.
Like if he comes over one day and I'm not there, is she going to be walking around naked and something going to happen? Like I would be afraid of that.
Well, it's not close to home, so it's not as
out of sight, out of mind.
This was not somebody that I dated, and I actually can't remember their name at this point in time. But right after graduating high school, my social group and another social group that we had like crossed members in would hang out a lot during the summer after we graduated because everyone was fucking like, we're about to go into college, but we're also adults and we have nothing to do, basically. And there was someone, whoever it was, that was in the other social group. Every time we were at that house hanging out, they would be there with their boyfriend and they would just rip their fucking shirt off and her tits would be out the entire time.
Sounds like a good time.
And the first time, of course...
Sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
You still have their number?
No, you're fine. But like,
not my bad.
You're good.
Could you get her down here right now?
Of course, the first time, like everyone's staring, and then trying to figure out, like, I don't know if I should stare, yada yada. And then she said something to the effect of like, they're just tits, it's whatever, and that kind of really immediately changed my perception of that. Where I'm like, I understand. I understand being defensive of it, and like again, like you said, Casey, everyone's different and all that. But at the end of the day, bodies are bodies, and it's just masses of flesh, and it's what you do mentally with it that kind of affects whether or not it's good for you. And I think there's a deeper conversation to be had connected to this with the way that nudity in other parts of the world is not as conservatively hidden and objectified like it is here, and how that leads to so many problems. So I side with Casey, and like discuss it, and it's a body.
Do you guys find it weird, going a little bit deeper into this rabbit hole, do you guys find it weird that our male obsession with boobs stems from the fact that we used to latch onto them for nutrients as babies?
Yes, and I try not to think about it.
I mean, I don't find it weird. There's a lot of...
I just think it's very strange that you go from using it as a nutrient, like a source of nutrients,
right,
all the way until your puberty, and then you're just like, I just want to put my face in them.
It's because you're seeking nutrients again.
Maybe it just means you're hungry. Fuck, I don't know. There are people way more qualified than me to explain where a lot of our the way we sexualize the human body comes from a lot of genetic and like instinctual survival things. What we find attractive, and also what we find attractive is kind of taught to us every couple of years. Like a couple of 100 years ago, like what everybody deemed attractive was not anything close to what you see today.
Yeah,
and
well, that's already been changing actively since I was growing up, because it was the rail thin kind of stick figure supermodel was the thing when I was a kid,
like in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
now
as
it's
I've grown up,
Alexandria Daddario.
Yeah, people were like, that's freaky. Eat something.
Well, and even before, see, I remember in the 80s, like all the supermodels were like super fit. Like they were
like
jacked.
Betty White.
Fuck yeah.
That's a fucking old joke on me. I hate you. I said the 80s, you little dick face.
The 1880s, Betty White.
I get it. Okay, I get it. 1880s.
I'm sorry, Fay Ray.
Anyway, there's another interesting scenario though too about that being okay with somebody's topless figure or whatever. Were you there with your wife?
No, this was post high school.
What if you were in a social group and somebody else was ripping their shirt off, some girl, and just going, what? They're just boobs, but you were there with Libby. How do you think she would feel about that? That girl walking around topless in front of you.
Well, we're adults, and I have an answer for that, but I can't say on the podcast.
I fucking love this.
Did you hear that silence?
I love this. Can you put crickets in there?
That was a no, I'm not putting shit in there. I want everybody to feel that tension.
The awkward silence.
And that's what a minute of silence sounds like.
Fuck yeah, it is.
But the answer is I don't desire other people that way.
Of course. And I believe that. I 100% believe that you don't.
But so that has happened.
That matters to a woman that's married to a man?
But no, we talked about it. That's what I was going to get to. That has happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
you've seen someone else's boobs in front of Libby?
Yeah. We're all grown-ups. People imbibe from time to time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I got you.
So Hunter and Libby are swingers.
No, that's not what I said. Do not put words in my mouth.
It kind of is. So
you show up to their house, you put the keys in the bowl, and then whoever's keys you pull out, you go home with.
Damn it!
Amazing. This is amazing.
We are not swingers. Oh my god! But
the fact that she's your beard is being way more.
I mean, you're not at this exact moment just because she's not here, but.
Do you want us to put our keys in the bowl and see who you want to take home with?
I want to go home with Spencer. I haven't seen his house yet.
This is good.
I do too.
He won't take me home.
Cats.
Spencer, do you want to take me and Casey home?
Technically 6, 7, I guess, kind of, if you count the outside ones.
Ooh.
But, so we talked about it, and it wound up being not a big deal because I guess for women, she's like, they're just boobs. And then there was the thing with me, but I think if this has happened with you guys, there was a tension, just to finish real quick, where I was like, obviously I wanted to look, but then I was like, but Libby's here and I don't want to.
Fuck that.
And then we talked later and she was like, I appreciate that. I don't want you just staring at other people either, but
when they're forced in front of your face,
it's not like I'm not going to get mad at you if your eyes dart up.
Well, and I will
just
say,
don't leave them there.
I know we were busting your balls, but here in this particular scenario, I think your character probably comes into the equation a lot, and kudos to her for acknowledging your character, because I really would trust you if you go, yeah, man, this naked girl ran through the room, but like, I'm married, I'm not into that. Like, I don't care about that girl. I would 100% believe you if you said that. I'd go, fuck,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I know that's one of the things I respect about you is you have a moral code and you stand behind what you you sort of practice what you preach.
I try to.
And kudos to her for acknowledging that, and not like we were talking earlier about insecurity. Insecurity makes you do a lot of dumb shit. Like I said, this girl that a long time ago that I got mad at her for no reason, and because all insecurities, I did a lot of dumb shit. And eventually, like ruined the relationship.
Yeah.
Because I was just super. I don't know. I went through a really insecure phase, and but I learned a lot from it, and it drives people away from you. And I think you got to be careful. But
well, it was still uncomfortable because that happened, but there was also. To be fair, like when we were dating, like I brought that up just because in us dating before we were engaged was self-conscious about it because you're out in public and somebody will walk by and your eyes just want to go. And I'm like, I don't want to make her feel weird. And we had that discussion already. And she's like, it's biology. If you look, that's one thing. If your head turns and you stop talking to me and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, that's entirely fair. And
see, at that point, it's a choice. I think if you're out in public, and again, this is going to open up a can of worms. If you're out in public, no matter who you're with.
And tits come out, make sure.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you see somebody really attractive that goes by, it's hard to just pretend like they're invisible. It really is. Now, but beyond that, what you do is a decision. I think if you just get caught off guard and you see somebody that's just stunning, you go, well, it might cause you to stumble a minute. Whoa. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But then how you act, I think at that, you shouldn't be judged on that.
You should be able to be out of sight, out of mind with that.
It's,
what you do right after that. Like if you turn around and go, dude, she's so fucking hot. If you say that to your girlfriend or your wife, you're a dick.
However, I will say, I'll throw this out there as a other side of the coin. If that hot person walks by and you look and then turn back around, your girlfriend goes, that girl is fucking hot. That's the kind of girl I want.
But you got to be careful because it could be a trap.
Yeah. And then you go, I don't think she's that great. And then the girlfriend's like,
whatever. If you're into that, I'm into you.
Yeah. And then she's like, you shut your mouth. That was a hot bitch.
Girlfriend's like, don't be a bitch.
Still don't ever agree. Don't ever agree. Guys, if you're listening, don't ever agree. You can say a million things, but don't, if your girlfriend or your significant other says, hey, that girl's pretty hot. What do you think?
Here's the response.
No matter what you think, don't say, hell yeah, she is. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you. Don't.
Spencer speaking
This
from
is
experience.
I got old guy knowledge here.
Yeah.
It's in a million years. It's never worked.
You want to know what the best response is? If you say so.
Or if she presses the issue and goes, no, come on. You know she was hot. You know that girl was attractive.
If you really
say
think
something
that,
like,
maybe.
all right, well, go hit on her. See if you can get her number. You do it then. I'm not saying shit. I played the motherfucking fifth. You could be funny about it, but don't say yes.
So,
motherfucker, don't say, yeah, I'm here to tell you.
Life.
Bird, listen to me. Don't say yes.
Tell you.
Don't say it because she,
Life
on
advice.
some level, wants you to go, come on, you think she is. And you go, all right, fine, she is. I knew it, you pig.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Get
it's
a
a fucking
boot to your balls real quick.
trap. It's a trap.
now, talking about insecurities, I have the video that sparked this conversation.
Oh, it's a video.
Little 18-second video of two people fighting over an OnlyFans account.
Dope. I'm excited. I forgot that's where this started.
Which led me to another discussion or another long paragraph I'll read to you after this.
Oh man, I can already tell you these sound like idiots.
So
He's certainly.
These don't sound like rational people.
I apologize to post edit Spencer, who's having to edit this.
I
don't know how close
I got to compress
Okay,
it.
okay. All
It's
right.
okay.
Here we go.
Talk to you, what you mean? Talk to me about what? Like, I don't know what it is that you want to talk about. Please, go to the house. You broke up with me. Because you made an OnlyFans account and I told you not to. Okay, are you going to pay my bills? What are you talking about?
I can't see what's happening, but it sounds like some shit went south.
There's no like violence. It's just two people yelling at each other.
Now the thing I heard in there is him go, "You did this, and I told you not to."
And that comes up in my.
I take issue with that. I don't think it's okay to tell another person
that
what
made
to
me
do.
that made me feel real gross hearing that.
But then her
Even-
saying, "Are you going to pay my bills?" Like I was like, that there's clearly some kind of tension there.
I tend to side with her.
yeah.
In that what we just heard, that tiny clip I just heard, I would be on her side. I'm not saying she didn't do anything wrong. If she went behind his back, if she betrayed him, if she did something nasty,
Well, I could understand him being that upset too, but reacting that way is not.
But
okay.
the way you say that, you say, "Hey, I'm really upset." You explain how you feel. You don't blame. You don't point fingers. You just go, "Look, that really hurt me, and we need to talk about this." And you can't say, "I told you not to make blah blah blah." You can say, "I asked you not to share that with people, and you did." I mean, there's just a way to do it, and he didn't do it, and those people don't sound like they belong together anyway. You know.
And so after watching the video, I responded back saying, "So they clearly talked about it in quotes. He said no, she said yes, now they broke up. In my opinion, they're both being ridiculous. She's confused as to why they broke up after he told her not to do it, and she did it anyways. That's a pretty big hit to the trust department for him. However, him saying I told you not to leads me to believe they probably didn't really have a discussion and more of a she brought it up and he shut it down with very little discussion on either side, which speaks to him having some insecurities. If they actually had an open discussion on the matter, you'd probably hear something more likely of him saying, we talked about this, et cetera, et cetera. But the I told you not to has so many connotations that there was very little discussion and more of a hard no, move along. At the end, clearly the OnlyFans account was just the icing on an already shit cake sandwich.
I agree.
Agree.
Shit cake relationship.
I agree with that. I totally. Now, I will say this to kind of, to represent the other side of the coin. I do think if you're in a committed relationship that you do have
Respect the wishes of your partner.
the wishes of your partner, and you do have the grounds to maybe expect or at least ask for some exclusivity.
Yeah.
Like not everybody wants everybody to see their partner's private parts and share that with other people. And some people aren't comfortable with that for whatever reason. Maybe you just want to feel like they're saving it for you. I know a lot of people that feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have that. I don't necessarily feel like that's mine. Like I can't imagine telling a girl like that part of your body is mine or that piece of you is mine. That just seems fucking weird. I've never felt that way. I've always just felt like the whole person is a thing I'm attracted to, and I feel lucky to be around.
Yeah.
And just like if we're doing our thing, it's cool. And like if we wake up each day and you still pick me and I still pick you, great.
Yeah.
The trick is figuring out how to stop one of those from going away. I've never figured that out. But I just the control is a problem, I think.
And that's the thing is it came up in conversation that I was being assumptuous of if they had a discussion or not, which is true. I was definitely assuming that the I told you not to was very much, to me at least, leading that I want to make an OnlyFans account. No, I told you no. Instead of actually being like, hey, we talked about this. Like we had a discussion.
I don't think you can say shit like that to people. I think you've got to go, hey, look, you do what you want, but if you start doing that, I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't hang with it. I can't share that. I can't deal with that many people seeing you in that light. So I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you that it's going to be me or that. And I'm sorry to make you pick, but like there's even that.
But I think
you don't either.
Sorry. I think you're correct though because of his word choice to that point. Like him saying I told you not to, even if he was that upset.
It's a very controlling sentence.
Yeah, I would imagine generally if they had an actual discussion and he still got to that level, which I would understand, when he was screaming, he would have said, I asked you not to. Like it would have, his word choice would have said that there was a discussion where he said, whatever your reasons are for this, I'm uncomfortable with it. I would appreciate it if you didn't. Yeah. Whatever the word choice is, but just something that wasn't you're mine and I said no.
Well, this is all part of kind of a much bigger philosophy too about choices and stuff, like free will.
Yeah.
Like I said, if two people wake up and they can do anything they want and they still pick each other, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. But if they're forced to do the thing the other person likes, at some point they didn't have a choice and you're not really special. If you force somebody to do all the things you want them to do, they're not picking you. They're not choosing to do something for you.
They're probably looking for a way out at that point.
Yeah, they're a victim, and you've made them do all this stuff, so you may feel special, but you're not.
It's a relationship built on resentment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So at some point, it's a self-defeating means. And that goes all the way back to free will, even in religion and stuff.
Yeah.
You say, hey, that person did the right thing. Well, that only matters if they had the choice to do the wrong thing, and they did the right thing anyway. But that kind of opens up. Here, let me ask you guys this. What do you think, like this is a good example. What do you think happens? Like, imagine a relationship's been going on for like years. Like, what happens to these people that are like 10 years into a marriage, and then one of the partners one day goes, hey, I want to bring some more people into the bedroom, or like, you know what I mean? Like crazy stuff like that happens.
That's I feel like that's means for a serious sit down discussion, set rules, guidelines of like, this is the line I won't cross with that. And if that's something you have problem with, then we really need to really need to hash it out.
I guess you have to, but imagine dealing with that. Imagine building a relationship on all, like having kids, building this life, having all this security, and then one day the person goes, I think like let's say the husband goes, I think I kind of like guys, and like I want to I don't necessarily want to leave you, but I kind of want to like do both and like
explore that.
Just imagine the crack in your reality that would put. Not saying people can't be who they are, and I know people change.
Pretty up on it,
but
I feel like I'm pretty up on that.
Fucking. Oh yeah, I'm not editing that out.
I may or may not have some experience in this.
Oh man. So
and yeah, the crack in the reality is pretty big.
Yeah.
To the point where you act like it's not a big deal for a couple of years, and then it kind of hits you 3 years later, and you feel like a real piece of shit for not coping with it back then. It's a part of your life now.
There's still elements to the way that you presented that idea, though, Spencer, where in like the example you gave, or maybe it was, can't fucking remember. Whoever said it was the person that wanted that brought it up instead of like going behind their partner's back. And to Casey's point, which is where I would fall, like if you had a line, even if the line was, no, I don't want to do that at all, you would have to hope that the person that you're with, especially in your example where there's kids and they're probably married or whatever, if that came up, you could say no at that very base level and be like, just, we're not doing that. And the other person would be like, okay, well, you're still the person I want to be with, so that's fine. I don't know how you would...
Right.
Presumably, there would have to be like a further discussion or maybe... I don't know how you would kind of filter that out of their system so that they didn't feel like they got squashed down. And I can't admit, maybe that's the right way to do it, but that feels weird. But I don't know how you would get that out of your system without doing it. But I feel like if you're married to somebody, they should be able to say something that kind of scary and horrifying to you, and you be like, no, and it be okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, I'm the married guy in the room, so I'm saying
I get it. I totally get it.
Which is why we bust your balls.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%.
Because we don't know what it's like.
You know, there's another side to that too.
We make fun of what we don't know.
There we go.
There's another side to that whole OnlyFans thing where if you trusted the person and you kind of lean into it, it could be a lot of fun.
It could be.
Like if you were dating a girl and she goes, hey, I want to make an OnlyFans thing, and I think...
No,
OnlyFans, sorry.
Friends aren't allowed.
Sorry. God, that was terrible. Please, I apologize to all the girls that I'm friends with. I don't want... No, okay.
Spencer's so wet he slipped on himself.
Shut the fuck up. So... Anyway, no, but imagine if she goes, look, I really want to do this thing. I think we can make some extra money. Do you want to help me with it?
Yeah.
If there was trust, I would be all in. I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's set up the lights. Let's do this thing. And I'd be, oh, that's good. Do that. And then I would be able to like, is that guy buying it? Did he buy a picture of that? Like, however it works. I don't know how it works.
Well, yeah, because it would speak to your photography skill.
Or I would feel like I was
a part of it.
Yeah, it's not her. It's not her they're attracted to. It's the photo.
Well, plus I would get to see all the stuff that these guys are paying for free. Like I would totally have like a backstage pass to the show.
I wouldn't accept it that way. You know what, babe? I think that's a bargain for me. Yeah.
Dude. All of a sudden Spencer starts getting like mails being like, hey man, the lighting on your girl's labia was fucking fantastic.
And if they trusted the guy, I'd be like, sweet, dude, thanks.
Thanks.
Any suggestions?
It felt like the tunnel of love I could walk through.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's exactly like my thought process on it. Like if I was dating someone, they approached me and they were like, hey, I want to do this. First of all, they're very secure about how they look, that they want to share that online and like share it to the world.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah,
also
that security is kind of hot.
That confidence is hot.
And if they let me be involved, like, you take the pictures, we'll work on it. It'll be something we can do together.
I'll make the website. Let's do this,
sure.
babe. Yeah.
And if family members start like, give me the side eye, being like, you looked, didn't you? You did. I know you did.
Oh, that's actually a good point too.
Look,
That happens.
if your friends started going, hey, what's up? And you go, why are you looking at me like that? And they go, nothing. And you just did a photo shoot and they're like one of the people.
But Casey's point with the family member, I think, is even better because, like, if they're doing that, you can walk over and be like, you're not going to say shit because you only know about this one way.
Yeah. There's only one way you know about this, and
That's
I know how
funny.
you know.
That's pretty funny.
And now I have this shit on you. Give me $20.
Or we'll block you.
Yeah.
We'll ban you.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I like that. That's pretty good. I like that a lot.
I'll tell Aunt Missy if you don't give me $20 right now.
Shit, man.
She's not going to hear anything you say once I say you looked at my girlfriend.
Crazy.
It's all going to be.
You guys look together? That's a little weird, but cool.
Dude, well, shout out. If we know anybody, any of our listeners have an OnlyFans.
Have one of those OnlyFans accounts.
Or any kind of an OnlyFans account. Like, you want to share your experiences with us. Like, is it bad? Is it good? Is it creepy? Blah, blah, blah. Did it cause you problems in your relationship?
That could be an interesting episode.
We would love to interview you on the podcast and see how it either benefited or destroyed your life. I mean, either way, it's going to be a good show.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I got.
That's it. I'm out. I'm done.
Should we make an OnlyFans where we do nasty things?
That's what I had said at the beginning of the episode.
That was a funny beginning. He didn't
The
take.
OnlyFans hashtag Beacon Bits, and it's just us standing in a line cupping our junk.
I'd be in for that.
Cup in the junk.
There's a couple of pictures of me and Spencer leaned over, so you see our hot marbles.
Oh, God.
Some hemorrhoid shots. Come
Dude,
on.
I would have to shave. I'd have to trim my body.
You don't want to
hair.
put the work in for this?
I'm gross.
Well,
man.
this would be a perfect time
I'd have to
right
get
now.
my butt waxed.
I know that I'm
I think I have a
hairless,
hairy,
but, you
I think
know.
I have a hairy butt. I think my butt's hairy.
This right now, talking about this would be a perfect time that if we were sponsored by Manscaped to talk about their new lawnmower 3.0.
No shit.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I
It's
see
it's
ads for it all
trainer,
the time. All the time.
and on podcasts all the time.
I
It's apparently
used to,
this
and I
like
haven't
it's
for a
like an
while.
electric razor that you can like rake across your balls and it won't cut you, but it'll get all the hair. Like apparently it will not cut you or nick,
You
but
can
it
also
will.
use a razor.
See, but that you have to.
And it's not that bad in the shower.
No,
I
I
can't believe
mean-
we're talking about this.
No,
Mom,
no,
thanks for
I
listening.
understand
If
because
you use
that's
plenty-
If
nice.
you use plenty of soap, it's
your mom
really,
knows. She's hold mine.
I'm not editing that out.
Please don't.
I'm leaving that in.
than the anti-vax.
I'm leaving that in. I'm leaving that in. This episode just turned gross. And I'm not going to stop there.
I think that is the best full circle
I'm not stopping there. either.
I've ever seen with a humor before.
I'm not stopping.
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry, Roger.
I'm adopted, so
Especially-
you don't have to apologize to me.
Tried to fart into
That
the
could have been pretty
microphone.
only.
I'm also sorry to Hunter's mom, but that was just too perfect.
It was so good, man. Please say nice things at my funeral, because now that I've complimented the joke, I'm going to disappear
He goes, please say nice things at my funeral.
God. Does your mom still listen?
sometimes.
Fuck.
Let's make sure she listens to this one.
Yeah, here's the thing. She does listen, but she goes in like batches when she travels up here. So like every month she'll listen to like.
So hopefully
2 or
you and her
3.
are riding in the car together when that one comes out.
Oh God,
And she could
I'm
just-
visiting her next.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well,
I'm not because that was comedy gold.
You
that was perfect.
You shouldn't be.
But I'm sorry.
That was disgusting and obscene, but it was so fucking funny.
I mean,
all I said is she's held him.
They were smooth.
Like 2 small baby fists. The next time I see your mom, she won't even be able to look at me. She's like, don't talk to me.
2 small baby fists. It'll take me a minute to get over that. 2.
It's like a baby grabbing a crab apple.
Oh man,
Okay. All right.
I think that was it.
Are we done?
We're done.
Okay.
We're not going to come back from that.
Hunter's as red as his hair.
Well, from Beacon House Podcast, this is 2 small baby fists.
Grabbing a crab apple.
God damn it.
Smoother than your head.
I mean, I shave him with the same razor.
Oh, Lord.